Good morning, I am Praram Vadahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Nepal Communist Party withdraws its support to Province 2 government. The development indicates formation of new political equation. Economic growth rate drops to 5.9%. Infrastructure development and overall socio-economic status remains disappointing. US delegation travels to North Korea for preparatory talks ahead of a potential meeting between US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. And Chennai Super Kings clinched the 11th edition of the Indian Premier League, snatched an impressive 8 wickets victory over Sunrisers Hyderabad in last night's finale. Let us now begin with some latest national political updates. Nepal Communist Party has withdrawn its support to the government under the leadership of Sangya Samajwadi Forum in Province 2. Citing dissatisfaction towards the working procedure of the forum, Nepal Communist Party rolled back its support to the provincial government. However, Rashtriya Janata Party lawmaker Manish Kumar Suman said that the government is not yet in minority as the government still has support from its party. There has been this change in political scenario at a time when the Forum and Rashtriya Janata Party are holding talks with Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli regarding participation in the federal government. Forum President Upendra Yadav also held discussions with co-chairman of Nepal Communist Party KP Sharma Oli and Pushpakamal Dahal, while the final discussion regarding the programs and policies are underway in the House of Representatives. The provincial politics has taken an interesting twist after the ruling Nepal Communist Party NCP withdrew its support from the government of Province 2. The position of the province Chief Minister Lalbhai Rath has been raised following the move. Furthermore, the structure of the upcoming government in Province 2 is also not clear yet. There are total 32 seats of NCP in the Assembly of Province 2. At least 54 seats are needed to save the current majority government in the province. Sangya Samajwadi Forum and Rashtriya Janata Party RJP jointly have 55 seats in the provincial assembly. Thus, the provincial government has not yet lost majority despite withdrawal of support by Nepal Communist Party. Chief Minister Rath can continue in his position until the support of Rashtriya Janata Party continues. Even the central politics has been rippled following the ruling party's withdrawal of support to Province 2. This has also invited a number of alternatives for the provincial government. Apart from RJP and Forum, the number of seats would again reach 55 in case NCP and RJP join hands. Likewise, there will be another 62 seats power equation if NCP and Forum come together. However, NCP may not be able to lead Province 2 in either case. It is nonetheless clear that the political equation in the province would anyhow rely on the central politics. Meanwhile, after Nepal Communist Party rolled back its support to Province 2, there is an indication of division between Sangya Samajwadi Forum and Rashtriya Janata Party RJP. Forum has now taken back its amendment proposal it had floated against the government's programs and policies. On the other hand, Rashtriya Janata Party has turned flexible in its stance of not joining the government without constitution amendment. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has remained firm in his initial stance about the issue of constitution amendment. Responding to the questions raised by parliamentarians on the government's programs and policies, Prime Minister Oli reiterated his formal statement that he was ready for amendments as per necessity and significance. The Prime Minister's remark is no different from what he said during the time of elections as well. However, Forum and Rashtriya Janata Party have termed it as positive as they are still willing to keep their political prevalence in Province 2 intact. Forum is still hopeful of reaping benefits from the RJP-led government in Province 2. For this, it needs support from Nepal Communist Party. As soon as Nepal Communist Party stepped back in supporting the government in Province 2, Forum President Upendra Yadav made a positive remark on Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Meanwhile, Sangya Samajwadi Forum has withdrawn its amendment proposal on the policies and programs just to get support of Premier Oli and Nepal Communist Party at large. On the other hand, RJP, which was firm on its stance of not participating in the government until charter amendment, has now said that it would join the government in case a written agreement is forged in this regard. The government's policies and programs have been endorsed by the Parliament. The programs and policies were endorsed after Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli replied to the questions related to the plans raised by the lawmakers. Prior to this, Prime Minister Oli had said that there was no point in voicing against policies and programs. Answering the questions at the Parliament session, Premier Oli opined that the government's programs and policies were appropriate in present context. In his response to the questions, Prime Minister Oli reiterated his claim of operating railway and ships or waterway in Nepal. In another context, he said that the government would shoulder the responsibility regarding the statements of President made at the Parliament. Likewise, the Prime Minister also hinted possibilities of amendments in the Constitution based on legitimacy, significance and nature. It is now time for a short break, but for more news, do stay with us. Some of the lawmakers are currently trying their best to get hold of budget from the parliamentary fund in the pretext of undergoing development works in their respective electoral constituencies. Furthermore, they have been pushing for formulating regulation with the provision of not suspending any lawmaker facing criminal charges. In our Public Voice segment, we'd ask the residents of Sankasabha, Saptari and Surkhet, despite widespread criticisms, what do they think about the provision of not suspending the lawmakers facing criminal charges and taking money from the Parliamentary Development Fund? Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
यो सांसद कोष पनि उहाँहरुलाई सुम्क्यो भने अझ हामी जनताले चाहिँ विकास विमुख भएर अझ हामीले सांसदलाई मात्रै चाहिँ एउटा देवता जस्तो मानेर बस्नुपर्ने स्थिति आएको छ।
फौजदारी अभियोग लाग्यो भने कारबाही चाहिँ प्रक्रिया बढाउनु पर्छ, निलम्बन गरिहाल्नु चाहिँ हुँदैन। त्यस्तै संसदीय कोषमा चाहिँ आफ्नो क्षेत्रको विकासका लागि संसदीय कोष धेरै नभए पनि थोरै भए पनि हुनु चाहिँ पर्छ, किनभने विकासै हुन सक्दैन।
जनताहरुलाई लाग्ने तर जनताका प्रतिनिधिलाई जुन नलाग्ने अभियान ल्याएको छ सरकारले, त्यसको बिल्कुल राम्रो काम होइन।
जनताको हितको लागि जनउत्थान लागि गएको बुझिएन, पैसा कसरी आर्जन गर्न सकिन्छ त्यही मात्रैका लागि गएको बुझियो।
कारबाही भएन भनेदेखि यस्ता अपराधहरू बढ्दै जान्छन्, त्यसले गर्दा यसलाई कारबाही अनिवार्य हुनैपर्छ।
जसरी दोषी ठहरिएको छ ती मान्छेहरूलाई यथार्थ छानबिनको आधारमा अब दोषीलाई कारबाही गर्ने र अब निर्दोषलाई मुक्त दिनुपर्छ।
The economic growth rate of the current fiscal year is to be limited to 5.9%. Presenting the economic survey at the Parliament yesterday, Finance Minister Yuvraj Khattiwada said that the growth rate of 7.2% as anticipated in the budget will not be achievable. The economic survey has also portrayed the state of national infrastructure, investment along with socio-economic status at the provincial levels. As per the economic survey, the per capita income of Nepalese, however, has reached 103,000 rupees. Although increase in income, the overall saving has continued to decline due to high consumption expenditures. This shows that the gap between saving and investment has been increasing by the day. The status of government savings is also dismal. Likewise, the survey has analyzed the social and economic conditions of all 7 provinces. According to the assessments, the Karnali province has remained to be worst hit in terms of multifaceted poverty, while province number 3 is the lowest affected in this respect. The analysis will now necessitate the government to distribute resources and investments in accordance with the socio-economic status of each province. The economic survey has also projected the budget deficit to increase by 10%. Increased government expenditures compared to revenue collection has also hampered balancing the annual budget. Similarly, infrastructure development also has remained dismal. The country's rural and remote regions are the mostly affected in this regard. There has also been hardly any progress in terms of the national pride projects. 3 out of 10 families in the country are still devoid of electricity. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Yuvraj Khattiwada has hinted towards some progress in the national economy, citing improvement in investment prospects due to political stability following the elections. This is the country's peak season for tourism, especially when it comes to mountaineering and trekking. Tourists have recently thronged the country's mountainous regions for recreation. This is also the most crucial time of the year for tourism businesses to boost their profits. However, taking advantage of the increased number of tourists, the helicopter companies have been haphazardly collecting exorbitant fees from passengers. The chopper companies imposing excessive fares from tourists taking undue advantage of conducive season has indeed been established as a trend in the country. The tourists mostly hit by the practice are the ones traveling to high mountainous districts. The daily domestic flights often get affected due to frequent changes in weather conditions in the mountainous regions. Helicopters are the only alternative means of travel in such a scenario. The concerned businesses, however, use the opportunity to grab undue benefit more than providing service to the tourists. It is now time for our segment Public Poll, so will you text us with your opinion.
Public pulse.
The question is, what needs to be done to ensure efficiency of services provided by public institutions? Your options are A. Public-private partnership, B. Increase government's ownership, and C. Full privatization. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and then send to 8080 to share your opinion with us. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Have a great day ahead.